Hello folks and welcome back to Mindustry. In our last video we went over and talked about how to get lots of oil, kind of sort of. In this one I kind of am a little bit of crossroads. We could continue and go for a nuclear production complex. I've been advised to kind of hold off on tar fields for a little bit. We can't do naval fortress because we lost stuff, but we also haven't unlocked it. I also have heard from your comments, thank you, that it's insane. So I'm not going to do that. We also have overgrowth over here, which gives us a bunch of different options to look through. What I was kind of thinking of possibly doing is going in here because oil is one of the resources that we have. That means we don't have to mine it. There's already existing oil, so we'll be able to pump it out and do things with it. But I was also thinking that it might be fun just to go capture another sector, just to do something we haven't done in a little while. So I think this one right here, 107, is going to be where I'm going to be at. And I'll save one of these name sectors for just a little bit later. I still want to get used to all of the new tech I have because I'm not used to it all. And thank you all for your comments on what we do with that because I definitely need help when it comes to this. But we're launching out of here. We're going to go over from where we had all our oil production and we're landing here. If we take a look, we have water, which is great. We have lots of coal, which is good. So we should be able to get steam generators kind of roll on here really quickly. We have lots of sand, so we'll be able to do silicon, and we have lots of coal as well. So graphite's real easy. Taking a look down here, there is some existing stuff that we have. Oh, we have some existing. Cool. We have some scrap here, which is nice. Oops, sorry about that. And otherwise, I mean, it's a pretty huge planet that or sector, should I say, that looks like it's going to allow us to do a lot of stuff. My only concern here is that we don't have a lot of copper. There are areas of it, like if they're coming from anywhere over here, we can bottle up this spot and hold them back pretty easily with some basic defenses, I think. But that's going to require us to make sure that that's kind of what's going on. So let's go travel down there. Again, this is a huge map in comparison to a lot of the other ones we've looked at. Some sectors just seem to have more stuff than others. I'm thinking they're coming from down here. That is not the case. So now we got to explore where they're coming from. Is there a way to more easily tell where they're coming from? Or did I just make that up? Or is that a hope of mine that does not exist? All right, there is something over here that's not touched. Maybe they're coming from over here. There it is. Okay. So we have to bottle up this spot, and this spot here, which we really could roll back to over here if we needed to. Taking a look at our current stuff, there's not a lot of things that we can do to bottle up. So we can pretty easily block that off and quickly mine out some stuff there and have that one set. This one, we don't really have a lot there to mine out, to block stuff. Same with over here, but we can easily build some ways to get down there. So let's very quickly just build. We have titanium. I don't necessarily want to use that all up right now, but we do have it. So let's just see how close we are. Okay, we get right there. Let's just very quickly build a nice little titanium wall there. We're going to build another one probably across here and another one up there. So we'll do one there and another one right there. And we have a lot of resources that we took with us from our last area. So we're feeling a little better about that just because we have a lot of stuff available to us, but we do need to make sure we're using it all fully and properly here. So I'm going to just introduce some really quick, simple duos there. Some really quick, simple duos here. And again, I'm well aware that duos are not the end-all be-all. They are not the answer to what we are trying to do here, but they're going to be the answer for what we have to deal with for right now. So I'm going to pause the game here real fast again because I want to make sure we get all of our resources flowing in there and doing what I need them to do. And we'll worry about that southern branch here in just a second. Again, I'm hoping there's not any air attacks. That would suck. But we're just going to set up here for initial kind of slam of the basics, and hopefully we'll be okay from there. All right, we also have to take a look here because we are not doing super hot on our production of, well, we have no production of copper and we're almost out of it. So that's going to be a problem for us as well. But let's just very quickly get a last little area here built up. Bring this over, up, and continue it over here. And then this one is going to come here and down to there. And if we throw on some routers here, a duo is going to take up 35. So we have enough to sustain that. And that's pretty much going to be all of our copper. I mean, we have 450 copper left, and judging by how much space we have to cover here, and it looks like there was a lot of stuff set up here. So I'm kind of feeling good about that, but also not feeling great, mainly because that means all that stuff was destroyed by something, which means we're probably going to have to deal with some stronger bad guys here. So let's see if we can at least get some of the basics here without running out of resources, so we don't have to mine stuff like manually. I think we'll be all right. There we go. Okay. So we have that. We have nice sources of iron here, which is great. So we get all of these going up here real fast. That one as well. All right, and then if we need to get some air defenses up there, maybe we'll put a scatter up there just to keep us a little honest if we run into any problems up there. All right, so at least we have some air defense on our core that could very easily be attacked because we don't have a lot there right now. This area over here, let's just take a look at it. We have an inverted sorter. There is a steam generator, a water extractor. Okay, so they're using water extractor going into steam generators. We have a cultivator and we have a spore press. Okay. Again, I'm not sure what all we can do with spores. It looks interesting. I want to play with it more, but we have to get there first. So let's hopefully get there sooner rather than later. And we're going to have to generate a lot of power in this one to be able to do all the fun things that I'm hoping we can do. Because we have a lot of space to do stuff with. There's so much room for activities in this one. So we can really hopefully expand and test and play here. I probably am going to need to add a few more resources here. I'll pause it while we're doing that because our first wave has coming here in just 25 seconds or so. And once that comes in, we can figure out if we want to go with power production or if I go with like graphite and all that stuff. For my expert players, my veteran players of this game, what is your primary goal when you go into a sector, like right off the bat? Like, is it to set up defenses? Is it to mine resources? Is it to get power to do things with? I came in with a lot of resources, but I'm not sure how to best allocate them. Do I spend the time to go in and mine out stuff, or do I spend time getting power, or do I spend time getting defenses set up? I'm not sure, but at least we have this guy should get knocked out pretty quick. You can see that we didn't really have power or ammo for a lot of those, so a lot of these guys don't have any ammo, so hopefully that will get sorted out sooner rather than later. We're going to head back north here. We're going to set up a graphite press, although we may have the multi-press, which I played with a little bit before. But a multi-press uses coal and water, and with that, we put in 3 and get 2. So it's a much more efficient way of doing stuff. So maybe we could put that, like 2 of those somewhere over here. And we can output some resources like so. As far as pumps go, we can pump in some stuff really easily. So we'll do something like that. These don't require power, do they? Oh, they do require power. Awesome. Misjudged that one. Okay, not a big deal. Let's set up some power production here because I think that's going to be our next thing we need to do. Luckily, we have a nice little area that we can get it set up pretty easily. So we're going to get a steam generator. We're going to locate that down here a little ways just because, one, we can very easily put on some pumps. And two, if self catches fire, it's away from our core and all of that. So that's a plus. All right, I guess I should probably build a power node here. Let's go with a large node. So we'll do that. And then we'll also throw a large battery into that area. All right, so we are outputting power now. Fantastic. Now we need to mine out some of this stuff. That all looks good. And look at that production just flying out there right out of the gate. Hopefully we'll be able to upgrade those to some of our friends, the laser drills here, but we're really lacking on the copper production. So we're going to have to up that game a whole bunch here real soon. Let's take a look here. We're coming into wave 2. Hopefully it's just going to be some big stuff. I'm still a little concerned that we don't have ammo down for a lot of these right now. This is filling up, which is nice, which means we can send all of this production out there, which is not a lot, but it's more than nothing. And at least we're knocking them out pretty quick here. We'll be able to get power down there pretty easily as well, and build some more fun things like lancers just to knock them out and have them leave us alone. But before we do any of that, we still have lots we need to do. I feel out of practice right now. I don't know why, but I just feel like I don't have a solid game plan for this one. My ideas are all full of like what I want to do with all this new stuff, like a pulverizer. I don't know what that does. I've never used one. Let's see. It crushes scrap into fine sand. I don't need that in this one, but it's cool to have. A disassembler. What does that do? We put scrap and slag in there and we get all of this stuff. Like, that's amazing. That's so cool that we can get all that stuff because we can easily get that. We have a huge scrap pile down there. So there's lots of cool stuff that I want to do with this world. It's just a matter of getting it done. We are producing plenty of power, way more than what we need. We're going to do a little silicon area somewhere out here, probably off of this one. And have it set up here and then feed that back and maybe grow this core out as well once we get more of our friend copper. Looking at our drills here, we could easily put on some laser drills, which I think we're going to do here. We also have water very close by, so we can feed some water into that without really any super big concerns. And I'm also going to use up some titanium doing this. Even though this world doesn't have titanium, we can get away with that for right now, I think. Because we can get some based off of our scrap production. And we're definitely going to need some because we would like to also eventually get, whatchamacallit. I'm blanking right now. It's the other thing that we want to get. Oh, we also want to be able to go in And I lost it again. This is what happens when you play this game late at night. You just lose track of your mind, but that's okay. We want to be able to do a bunch of things with our production here, and we're not going to be able to do that if we don't have... Oh, cryofluid, that's what I wanted. So cryofluid allows us to do a whole bunch more stuff as well. So we're filling that up with water. I can send some power on down that way. I'm going to try to route it more towards the outside if possible. There we go. Okay. So now we should produce a whole lot more of that. And I think we could probably put on even another laser drill with some water. Like right there. And output even more if we needed to. I'll pause the game here real fast because our next wave did get destroyed there. I just need to see what was actually destroyed. And now we should start filling up that, our copper production. This is encouraging there. Oh, there we go. Okay, we knocked out that. Awesome. Okay. So we now have some real production of this stuff going on. This stuff we're going to, let's see how much power we have. We're not really producing enough, so we're going to go in here and get some more steam generators. And that should hopefully move those along. We can always put, yeah, we're producing tons of power. I have one in reserve there just in case, although we're probably going to need to provide some power for this. Although it's producing what it needs to produce, so we're okay there. We're going to get some new laser drills down in this area. And we'll provide some more water pumps coming down like so. And now we should be able to max that stuff out a whole bunch better than what we had before. All right. So this is going to be our silicon area, I think, to send that back to the core. Speaking of the core, to upgrade to the core nucleus or the core foundation, we need silicon and copper. And core nucleus, we need a whole bunch more. So core foundation will update us a whole bunch, and then we can throw on some vaults here. And everybody's been telling me that the vaults you storm around the outside and let you do a whole bunch of cool stuff. I also want to learn more about launch pads. I don't know where that's at in our menu here, but I would like to. There it is. But what that does is it launches batches of items to selected sectors. So what I'd like to be able to do is to have a spot where we build a whole bunch of stuff and send a whole bunch of resources to one spot, and then we can send those resources out to where we need to, whatever time. That is not my original idea. That is somebody in the comments who, sorry, I forgot who said that, but thank you for that idea because I think it's super cool. And I would very, very much like to go through and do that. So we have that. We're going to try to send them all through here. So I'm just going to 1, 2, and 3. They're all going to come back that way. Like so. we have those. And then I'm also going to throw on, instead of doing a drill, like what I've done before is just put a line of stuff and kind of gone through there. But I think I'm going to do one drill per smelter and see if that does anything different for us. I don't know if it will or not, but I want to try and just see if changing that number or changing how we do that influences us at all here. So we'll do something like that. We'll have our router. And then we'll have junction. Okay. Out of this end, we will have these guys coming up to there, over, and up there like so. All right, that's all well and good. Now we need to get our rotary pump here. That's going to just exist up there for right now. We'll figure out power and all that stuff a little later. That's going to come down and eventually come over like so. That's going to fill up a liquid tank. And the person in the comments, I'm sorry I forgot your username, but I understand the difference between capacity and what I know it's not outputting 1800 units. I use these, right or wrong, I use them as kind of a way to tell if I am generating enough of whatever it is to kind of see where my situation's at. So like, for instance, I'm going to use this. If this thing is filling up, that means I'm producing enough water to deal with all of the stuff I have connected to it. If I'm not, then that means that I need to work on that and figure out what exactly is going on there. So these should all function nice and easy like so. We also need to set up a metaglass factory, but we'll get there. All right, and then I guess we need to provide that thing power, huh? Or actually build it, that would also help. All right, so that's providing water. Water is going to make its way down here. We are starting to fill that tank. Fantastic. Then we're going to start coming over here. So that one's getting water, but these guys aren't. Okay. That's not the worst thing that we have to deal with. So let's see here. Provide a router here. This is going to come up to there and then over. There we go. All right, and we should have plenty of that coming our way now. We need to set up a metaglass factory still and a couple of our other basic stuff, but I want to come down here and check and make sure that we're doing okay with this area. See, our titanium walls are getting a little scuffed up, but they're not too bad. The bad guys that we're dealing with aren't that big of a threat right now. But let's see what this next one brings us to give us a better idea of where we're at here. So we have 2 ground-based units, nothing too big a deal. There we go. Okay, knock them out pretty quick. We're going to have to worry about power in a little bit here. But I'm real happy about this situation here. What we might do is we might go in and produce an air factory. Like right there. And have that output some of our basic needs right there. And whoever said F6 to see what resources are needed or if they're connected, awesome. Awesome work. Thank you. See, I can see it's a red. It's not telling me. It's telling me it doesn't have all the stuff. These guys are green. And you can see sometimes they turn orange just for a second while the belt's loading. So I can see kind of exactly what's necessary at any one time. Super cool tip. Thank you to whoever said that. Let's go in here. And we're just going to let these guys build up a little bit, and then we'll bring them down south just to help us out. Ooh, what is that? Okay. So we have that. This is going to fill up pretty quick. It should not be a big hindrance on our production for this because it just shouldn't be. We are losing a little bit of power, so we may need to implement some slightly more robust power over here. So we'll do something like that. We'll have that come out. Do our rotary pump. And go. Instead of going up into that, I'm going to potentially set up a pneumatic drill there. So I'm going to have it go this way instead. And we're going to pray that our battery power lasts long enough to help us produce all the things we need to produce there. Which it looks like we're doing just fine. All right, so we have that stuff flying off the shelves. We're in good shape. Maybe we'll even speed up that production. Let's see here. What does that look like? There we go. We're maxing that out. So we have plenty of power coming our way. We're doing what we need to do with that. All right. So these guys. Let's have you guys. I want them to kind of congregate down there. I guess I should eventually here. Have that kind of output my people or my flying ships down here as well. So we're going to have that all output down there. And hopefully this guy, yep, I did it right. Okay, cool. All right. One of the things I'm really bad about in this game too is also just kind of spreading out resources, making sure that they get to where they need to go. Like I don't have to have all these factories jumbled up right in this corner. I have tons of space. I should use it. I need to get better at that. That's going to be something I'm going to work on here. All right. So let's go in and get a core foundation here. It's a bigger core. So we'll get that built, which will allow us to up our numbers on everything. And we're going to refocus some time on this one here as well. So we're going to get some laser drill edge in here. 2, 3, and 4. All right, and you can see how they're not really producing all that fast. That's just because they need some pumpage. They need water to really shine. So we will route in some basic piping to do that. And that should help out our lead production because we were doing not the best job on that one. go. This is the only one not getting water right now. I probably should reroute some of this stuff. I don't have a ton of space to do so. I could route this over there. Let's fix all this here real fast. Okay, so these guys are going to route it that way. Put on our router there. And there we go. Okay, so now all of these should have water going to them. And we're going to just provide a few more pumps just for fun. There we go. Okay. Our next basic thing we need to do, we have plenty of power. Well, not plenty of power. We have power. We're going to get a kiln, and we need to provide some very basic stuff there. So let's find a source of lead that we can use to do with this. There's not a lot in this area, honestly. So we actually might use some of the lead that's being produced here down in this area. I know I just said that we shouldn't group all this stuff together, but I think I'm going to just for these few little spots here. So we're going to do something like that. And junction, junction. And then we need to have a source of sand here. Alright, let's just build that in real fast and then we'll see what we need to do. I think what I'm going to do is bring sand up from down in this area and up and over. Alright, so that's going to go up there, flow into that stuff, and hopefully produce all of the metaglass we need. And we're still roughly on the plus side of power. Although we are running out of water on a lot of these, so let's get a more robust pump setup in here. There we go. Now it should stabilize our pumps, so we're consistently making power, and we're looking good. I should go down and check on our walls and all that stuff, make sure we're okay, and then we can kind of explore a little bit more here. Oh, see? We're having a problem. They actually have penetrated our wall here. And we have our first duo that is down. Alright, so what that tells me is we need to spend some time getting this area established back up so that we can be successful down here. So we're going to get a steam generator or two. Probably just start with the one. And we're starting to pump power, which is perfect. Go in here with the battery, get that out of the way. And we are producing 330 power there, so that's good. And then we're gonna bring our power nodes all the way around here. And the only purpose of these power nodes right now are to just provide us some additional cover. Eventually we'll have to bring it down in this area because this area will get shot up real fast. But we're going to at least strengthen the basic stuff here with some lancers. And that should help, at least in the short term. You can see how fast that took care of the bad guys there. We will also spend some of that money on a men projector, a larger one, so we can fix all of the things. And we're running low on titanium, so we're gonna have to figure out the split out there of the this, what is it? Scrap? Is that what it's called? Alright, but that should at least be sustaining for this area for a bit. We are also going to, let's see, we are producing power there. We're going to throw a lancer or two up here. And that's going to use up most of the rest of the titanium that we have, just in those few little steps there. All right. That looks well and good. Happy we have the air power we have. Happy that we have this. Down here, we're still going to have to do some more work, but our immediate goal right now is to deal with the scrap here and figure out what we want to make out of that to be the best for us. So we're not going to do anything with plastium. We're not going to do anything with surge because we don't have really enough of that stuff to do anything with. We have the separator. The separator allows us to take slag, and that gives us, or we put in basic slag, and it gives us those 4 components. 3 of them we don't need. We just really need titanium right now, so I'm not worried about that. The melter, that just puts in scrap, and we get slag out of it, which we will need. Blast mixer we don't need. Pyrite mixer we don't need. The disassembler, that one we put scrap and slag in, and we get basically 2 things we need. Thorium and titanium, which are 2 resources that we need to have. And how much power does that need? 240. So it needs significant power to do this, but we get a lot out of it. So I'm going to put those up here, I think. We're going to get 2 of them to at least get started with. If we have enough resources, that is. That looks like we'll barely make it. Okay. That's really worried we wouldn't have enough to do that. So we're going to need a melter. The melter is just taking our scrap and turning it into slag. So we're going to put that, let's say, a couple of those over here. Laser drill wise, we will need those, but we're starting to run on fumes here, so we got to be careful about where we're using this stuff up at. So 2 of these are going to be dedicated to making slag, and the other 2 are going to be dedicated to going up here. nothing is firing right now because we don't have power, which is fine. We will make more power. Maybe we'll do that back in this area. And in the hopes of saving some of our titanium, because it's going to be a while till we actually have a really good, solid, dependable source of it, we're just going to use the smaller nodes here. The big nodes are really nice. I always miss them when I don't have them. Okay, so we have that going on. We also need to have power heading up to these. And can we use a liquid container here? Like, can I just collect them all there? I don't know. Let's find out. I can. That's kind of cool. You can see how much we're actually gaining per second if we have consistent usage there. So that's kind of cool. I think. Maybe. I don't know. All right. And then again, our disassembler. Nope, not that, not that, not that. If we go back into here and go over to our disassembler, we just need to put in scrap and slag and we output all of that stuff. So if I did this right, which I've never used a disassembler before, should be able to throw that stuff up there and get that out of it, I think. Now we just need to provide that power. And then we can throw up some stuff. There we go. Look at that. That's super cool. I'm so happy with that. Now we just have a long way to go until we get back to our core here. So let's bring that straight up. Bring that straight over here. Down around our coal production on that side. Bring that into the grid. There we go. Okay. So we should be golden with all of that. And we could easily water cool all this stuff too if we wanted to. Because right now our big problem is slag. Kind of keeps fluctuating. So let's try to get some water to just those. You can see we're doing a good job of knocking out the enemy there. And see, I don't want to use anything that uses power. Oh, we're not using a ton of power down here. And hopefully here, as this goes, we should start producing a whole lot more stuff. The only other question I have here is if I want to get rid of something. What does the separator do? Nope, not that. Isn't there just one that just you can use it to just destroy whatever's in the way? Pulverizer? Nope, I don't want sand. The incinerator. It instantly goes through and vaporizes any item or liquid it receives. That's what I think I want. So if I can go in here, does it require? Uses 30 and it has only capacity. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is that I could throw something like that, let's say, all the way over here. Just put that there. Let's just pretend build the line. Well, not pretend. We're just going to build the line there. And then I think it's an inverted sorter. Similar to the standard sorter, except outputs these selected items to the sides. That's what I want. So what I can do here is I can click on that. And I'll put the sand, because I don't want the sand. The sand means nothing to me. And on here, we'll go in and the sand. And then I just need to provide it some power. And if we do that, all of the sand should go over here and just go away. Oh, it's beautiful. Look. And it cleans up that line so beautifully. So I'm left with just graphite, thorium, and titanium. Perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Now we're going to get a whole bunch of sand flowing into our core for right now. That's okay. There we go. And our titanium number has finally gone up. We were at 60 something for a while. Now we're above that. We continue to destroy whatever comes our way down there. I think our next step here is to go in and provide some water to these so that we continue to provide all of the things that we need to hopefully provide. So I'm going to go in here and throw a rotary pump in, let's say right there. And I'm not connecting that, should I say. I am building. Just not connecting that to I used the wrong type of tubing there. Oops. Okay. Well, we're gonna need to wait a little while to get all of the stuff back where we originally meant it to be, but we're gonna do all of that. We'll have that go there. I made a boo-boo. All of that precious titanium that we are slowly getting here. I decided, hey, you know what? Let's go in and make it do this. Oops. Alright, it'll build all that stuff here shortly. We can keep an eye on the bad guys. It's actually not that terribly far. Here comes more bad guys. Air units do their job and attack. While we're doing that, we can also put a repair point out here for them. Not that I don't think they've had anything that can shoot them down. But it's nice to have, just to say, hey, we're keeping you safe. And one other thing I just want to double check here. So down here it's 70%, over here, oh, it's 0. It's the blue, that's right. It's not the purple kind of color. It's the blue that allows you to really go bananas with that. Okay, my bad. we're getting ever closer to really knocking these lines out here. I'm not gonna, just gonna let it do its thing. We'll come back and build those shortly. But you can see we are doing our job here. We are just about maxed out on lead. We are maxed out on copper. Metaglass is not super close. Everything else is pretty far away, but we're slowly getting things delivered, which is cool because this was a world that looked like it had pretty set resources, and just being able to manufacture some of the stuff that you didn't have before is pretty cool. So you can see it's all getting there slowly but surely, and eventually we'll add another one of these on there. Once we get some more slag, we'll add a secondary one, output again, have it incinerate and go through and do its thing. But we're making tons of power here, which is great. We do have 2 combined power systems now. Okay. Originally I thought we had this one on one separate and this one on a separate, but they are combined. So that makes life a little bit better for us. Here comes our next round. We are on wave 15. We have 9 enemies remaining on this wave. You can see they can't really do anything to us, and our lancers are just wrecking house on them. It's beautiful. Now, I'm just going to provide some additional deterrence a little farther down here because there's not a lot up here. Like, there's 3 lancers and probably double that of duos, but there's not a lot there. And down in this area, there also isn't a ton. And if they were smart, they would attack this area down here, because this is pretty lightly defended overall. So we have the basics there. The only thing I'm missing for this is this one spot there that's now producing water. That should be flowing up to these guys eventually here. Oh, oops. I forgot to connect these. Like so. All right, now you can see there's an immediate change in how this is produced. So hopefully the slag on this is going to go way up. I don't like how much it fluctuates. Maybe this setup was a bad idea. So let's go through and remove that. Let's just add on a couple of connectors there. And this conduit here uses 10 per second. So it should be able to fully produce what we have there. And I hope that we're in good shape with that. I should, if we're doing this right, just provide some basic air protection to our power plants in particular. They haven't shown any propensity for air power here, but it's not a bad idea to do. And if we get the, or when, not if, when we get the sector captured, we can do a little bit more to use this lead a little better. But this looks like it's the only spot where we have our slag, which is kind of a little disappointing. I wish we had another spot or two that we could do stuff with. But you can see there was a lot of things in this world at one point. Oh, there's a little slag over here, right? Or scrap. I keep saying, yeah. Scrap is what I was looking for. There's a little scrap over here, which is good. Not enough to really do much with, but we have a little bit more. We're providing plenty of power down here. And let's take a look here at our other fun things. So the blast mixer produces blast compound, which I don't know enough about that yet to play with it. The coal centrifuge is cool if you have oil. You can get coal anywhere. Pulverizer, spore press. What does the spores do? What do the spore pods actually do? I don't know. So input a spore pod and get the oil out. Okay. Now we got the disassembler, which I really would love to put another one in, but it doesn't make sense right now. We have currently 5 enemies incoming. They're getting stronger. These guys are definitely up a little level here. We can see they don't really even get a chance to really do much to us before they get knocked out of existence. So we have that. I think I'm going to throw one more power source over here and down. Now we're way up on power. Probably put on a couple more batteries. There's a little spot of lead over here, so we're just going to make a really tiny little air defense area. And as we go through and just get some of the stuff, again, playing with a lot of ideas of what I want to do. There's huge areas for factories in this one, which I really like. I just not sure what I want to do with that. Like, I could split off some thorium here and very easily produce some cryofluid, I think. And, well, not easily, because the cryofluid mixer is this one, and it requires titanium, half one per second, and we're not producing anywhere near that as far as this goes. But we could split off the thorium and do some fun stuff. We definitely have some fun defenses that we can do. Slag is on the increase here, which is really good. This is running much more efficiently. There's stuff very quickly flowing out of there, and we're on our way to being more successful here, which is what I want. You can see battles are raging down here, but not really. They're, again, just getting knocked out really quickly. And we are, not quickly, but we are building titanium back up. So we're on the right track here. There's just so much coal here. I wonder if the launch pad, if it makes sense to have a coal launch pad and just throw that to other places. Not necessarily like the greatest idea in the world, but just because coal just seems to be one of those things that is a nice starter thing to have. And if you can get it to it. Okay, before I continue that line of thought, do we need to have another launch pad for the whatever gets sent over to land, or is it just land there? I don't know. Could somebody please let me know what's going on with that? And that would significantly help me in some decision making. So if we do the launch pad idea here, we have that go out and it launches 100 items, and every 20 seconds it launches 100 items. Coal seems like a big waste for that. But I'm just kind of curious if that's a thing that we can do or should do or would really need to do here. So a vault, we just need some more titanium, and it stores extra stuff, and we can throw them all over the place. Oh, we do have one that we can put on here, so let's put one right there. Okay, now we should be able to store more of all of the things that we're getting rid of before. Which was mainly copper and some lead. Our waves are moving forward here, so we should be able to... they're not a big deal. I particularly love that our Air Force here right now... oh, we did apparently lose one, but they're not really shooting us down quickly. I'm just going to fast forward here and try to win this sector, and then potentially see what we want to do with the next rounds here. But I'm liking this sector mainly because there's a lot of space. There's interesting resources that I think we can do stuff with, and I'm not sure where I want to go next with it. So as we kind of whip through some of the kind of levels here, let me know what I should do. Because we are 3 waves away from being done this one. I'm just trying to speeding things up a little bit just because we can, and there's no real good reason for them to continue to exist, other than letting our ammo reload a little bit, because we're getting a little low down there, but nothing crazy. And the duos, I can stock them with graphite or a silicon. That's kind of cool. They're honing ones as well there. But again, we could set up a whole silicon press here and load those in there. That'd be kind of fun. Not necessary at all, but we could do it just cause, which is kind of interesting. So my goal right now is just to win a sector, and then I'm going to come back in our next video and kind of explore what we can do with this area. And let me know what I should do or where I should focus my attention here. I really would love to go onto a named sector. I find enemy bases and those things, or at least guardians and all that stuff, super fun. Enemy bases in particular, I think, are an absolute blast. But with that said, it does require a whole bunch more commitment, a whole bunch more time, and I want to make sure that I'm giving everything the attention that I need. So we have captured this sector. We are done as far as this one is concerned. But in our next video here, we're going to go back and explore what I should do differently or how I can improve all of this. Because while we don't have a ton of resources as far as the high value ones, we do have them. Titanium, thorium, we have those things being outputted right now, which is incredible. And I want to know what I can do better with them or where I should focus more of my energy. So folks, that's going to wrap us up today. Thank you for joining me. Please let me know what I need to do and how I can improve my game and where I should go next. I'll see you later.